Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Starship Corporation. Now, this is a game in alpha state on Steam, so you know the drill. Basically, the things are subject to change, the game will change, the game will go through various different states, and hopefully it will make it to release one day. That's what I'd like to see. So yes, what is Starship Corporation? Basically, Starship Corporation is, I suppose it's basically economics. You basically design ships for different contracts, you try to meet those contracts, you try to stay afloat with the currency, the amount of capital you need, etc, etc. There's research, simulations. I do enjoy these simulations, actually. So we are going to go with a new sandbox game. I have played about a grand total in about 10 minutes of the tutorial. It's a decent tutorial, actually. It's very good tutorial. I do have to say that one. So we will form the company called Atlas. Right, so now this is basically your difficulty setting, so we have easy, hard, easy, normal, hard. We'll go with normal, and again this is the credit limit, so we're going to go with normal. And these are our win conditions. I will go with 10 billion, no, 10 million. There we go. So I do like these loading screens, I always do like that. Now the galaxy map itself is something I'm really impressed with. I mean, if we zoom all the way out here, so at the moment the galaxy map is limited to only one star system. You can open your office there, but you cannot expand your business to new systems or send your ships around. So in the future, this will increase. You can see here what they're going for. So we have the solar system in sector A. Is that A0? AD? AD, right, AD. Has the solar system. You can zoom in over here and get right down here. As we can see here, the different planets: planet 825, planet 651, 636, and 404. Now, we will have to found our office, basically where we will operate from, our headquarters. So we'll found it here in the solar system, as we don't really have a choice at the moment. So this costs us about 9 BTC per day. Now I'm going to assume 9 BTC, maybe billion trade credits. But I'm going to go with BTC. I like saying BTC, it rolls right off the tongue there. Right, so now as a newly founded company, we have a few things to do. Namely, we're going to start with the market first off. So the game is paused right about now. You can see here that we have about 20,000 BTC to begin with. And these are contracts available at the moment. As you can see here, we need a service craft containing the following facilities: a EEV, basically emergency escape vehicle. So this is a very simple contract. But we can see here the specifications that are required. So the budget limit is 16k, so 16,000 BTC. It needs to be able to carry 500 tons of freight, a fuel capacity of 500, needs to be able to accommodate about 12 crew members, range needs to be 10 light years. The mission duration is 1 month, okay. Payment and completion is 1,660 BTC, which is not really that much, but hey. It's just a good contract. So you can see here the bids at the moment. Now their bid is 1660 BTC. You can see their value ratings over here, 1620 and 0. So if we can beat that, we can beat them to gain this contract. You can see the other ones over here. Now what it will tell you as well is the technology required. So we do not have the Yan Mori 2 hull, so we can't do that one, and same over here. However, we can go for this one, so what we'll do then is do this. We're going to click over here, design ship. Yep, you can see that, my design, yep. This is basically how difficult it is, I suppose you could say. How many bidders? So we have 1 bid here, 2 bids here, 0 bids here. So we're going to go over here now. Okay. Now I realise I'm going through this fairly quickly, but it's rather simple to learn. It's one of those things like once you see something happen, you kind of know what's going on. So what we can do then is we can go to new, which I shall do here, start design, and we can see here, objectives. So basically we can have none, so that's basically me creating a ship for no other reason, no specification needed. Custom, we can set it, so I could set this to a custom amount, and then contract. So you can see here, our budget, range, cargo capacity, all these good things. So I'm going to go over here, go to start design. We'll choose the fuselage, which will be the Little Bug shuttle. This is the most common orbital shuttle you can find. It has been tested under the worst imaginable circumstances and has proved to be reliable. It provides a construction space of 1,037 meters squared. Landing gear, yes. Ship mass is 1,900 tons. Decks 2. So we're going to go over here. And we're going to design our ship. Now, it's actually incredibly involved with how much you need to do. Now, let's see. So we can take a look at our objectives over here. So, within budget, small bridge mission. So that tells us everything that we need, which is good to know. So what we'll do then is we'll take a look at the deck. So this is deck B1. This is deck B2. I do love the fact that you can see the outline. And I'm really, really a kind of guy who loves the design games. So what we begin with is basically the heart of the ship, the bridge. Okay. If taken over by hostile units or destroyed, the ship is lost. Can only be built once per ship. Now, do I want a bridge down here? Not particularly. Mostly because this is where our engines are going to go. But it's one of those things. Do we have the top deck for the basically command and control? Which is probably a good idea. So we can right click here to rotate the actual thing itself. I could have it like that, which we'll find a way. The closer I have it to the front of the ship, the more endangered it probably is. Okay. So we'll aim for about middle there. It's not quite middle, but it's far enough forward to be okay, I guess. As we can see here, we've satisfied that. Bridge okay. So we need a computer core. Yep, there we go. Now, click on that. The computer core is necessary to enable the AI to perform tasks and coordinate the crew. If disabled or destroyed, the AI can no longer provide information, control rooms or hatches, and the crew is on his own. Can only be built once per ship. So that's a little wider, which isn't quite so fun. So this is the hull over here. So what we'll do then is we'll right click on this bridge, and we're going to place it somewhere else. It's a little disappointing due to the fact that there's a little bit of a gap I'm looking for here, but it's not quite right. Okay. Now then. I think I'll have my bridge over here then. There we go. The computer core can be next door, or just behind actually. I could have it theoretically connected by having a hatch here, which we will place soon. As you can see here, now this indicates that it needs power, so we can click this, and we can see here the power network, cooling, fuel, oxygen, water. There we go. Right, so we need engines. So we're going to go down to B1. I'm going to click here to main engine, so we have the Occidental engine. This engine reaches a top speed of 1 kc and has a fuel consumption of 0.5 tons per light year. If the engine room is disabled or destroyed, the ship is more vulnerable to capture or attack. Multiple engine rooms add to the overall speed, must be placed along engine connections, i.e. these highlighted yellow places. So you can see how large this engine actually is, so place that there. Okay, click on that to disable it. I'll basically knock it off. So if I click this and I press space, that knocks it off. If I click that and then click that, that knocks it off as well. That's something to bear in mind. So now you can see that we need more cooling, we need pilots, we need technicians, power lines are missing, insufficient rating, missing cooling lines, not enough fuel, not enough energy. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of things here. We need EEVs. Right then. So we're going to satisfy our requirements on B2 first. So we need pilots, and we need technicians. We're also going to need life support, and a lot of different things. Water, oxygen, a hell of a lot. So we'll have pilot quarters designated to begin with. Now, with the pilots, they need to be near the bridge and the computer core. So if I have their quarters placed... There we go. Turn that around there. If I have them placed here, they're right next to the bridge and the computer core. So I'm going to move that bridge up just so I have a little bit more room. There we go. Same with the computer core. Make room. There we go. Navigation, sensors, communication. So that's 2 pilots that we would have here. Now, you can see here all the different things. Pilot quarters, technicians, medics. We're going to need... here we go, life support and water treatment. But, storage, water, so we're going to get some water tanks in here. So we can see here, pilots 2 of 2, technicians, so we need 4 technicians. That's okay. Now I could install another technician, as everything basically needs to be serviced at some point. But what we'll do then, to begin with, is get some technicians down here. So tech quarters. I'll have them here. We'll have them on different sides of the ship there. There we go. So satisfied that. Now. So we've got 2 pilots, 4 technicians. I will have another technician up over here. Sadly, I can't quite fit that in there. It would be nice if I could. But we'll have a technician about here. So basically, we are overcrewed. Each crew member does cost, so actually I'm going to remove that. The more crew members you have, the higher the cost, as obviously you have more personnel to pay. So for the time being we can go with that and we'll be just fine. We need to make this ship within budget, and we need to make it just as well as we can. Try to keep everything nice and cheap. Okay, so we are going to need power. So you can see here, if we click on here, we can see how much power and cooling is required. So we need 10 power, 10 cooling. 60 power, 3 and 3. Okay. Now if I place a nuclear reactor here, we can see if we can click on it. I can connect up here. So basically this square is a power conduit, and if they're outside in the ship like here, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder, and it may in fact be impossible for your technicians to get there and repair it should anything go wrong. So you can see here that we need to try and create a path. Whoopsie. Oh, goddammit. Oh, there we go. Right, there we go. So the power is connected up there. So we're good for power up here. You can see how much power is being used. So we're going to need another power generator down here. So what I'll do is I'll have the power generator here. There we go. If you like games where you try to make things as efficiently as possible, then you're going to like this. As you can see here that we are satisfying these power requirements quite nicely. Now we need to satisfy the cooling requirement. And fuel as well. So what we'll do then is we go over to cooling unit over here. And now cooling units need to be attached to the hull over here. So they need to have cooling outside the ship. So what we'll do then is we'll have one cooling unit here. We can go over to infrastructure, hatches, and we have a cooling hatch over here. I do apologize about this. I will minimize that. There we go. I am playing this in windowed because it doesn't play very well with full screen when I'm recording. So we'll have cooling hatch. Have that there. There we go. So we have the cooling enabled. So we're going to go back. Click on U. Now you can see the reactors need cooling. There we go. So this needs to be linked up to the power network. And so does the hatch. Now if I hold down shift, we can see the different networks. So we can see this is actually fairly well designed. I'm actually quite proud about that one. Okay. Now we're also going to need hatches. So if I have a hatch here, and here, then I'm going to need a hatch here, and a connection. Sorry, a corridor. Actually, I can't have that. Okay. Corridor. Right, crew members move much faster when through corridors than any other room. Right, so cancel that. There we go. A hatch. Have that there. Okay. Connections, corridor. No, not playing ball, are you? Okay. So what I'll do then is cooling unit will be positioned there. Actually, no. We'll make this work. I can make it work. There we go, that works. So I need to get that again. So V hatch. Cooling hatch. There we go, all linked up. So what we'll do then is remove this. And I'll change these around. Reorientate them. So technician's quarters. There we go. Now we'll go over here to infrastructure hatch. There we go. Now, a large hatch. Yep, that would work. And that would work as well. And so we now have to link those up to the power grid. There we go. So that's all linked up and all connected. So this is saying it needs a cooling. Do I need to do... Oh no, it needs fuel. Sorry, it needs fuel. That indicates fuel. So what we'll do then is we'll go over to storage, fuel tank. There we go. Now I could have that like that. Which doesn't take up as much room. There we go. Wow. I'll move that to the edge. There we go, keep it all nice and uniform, which is what I love. Right, fuel. Okay. Now, air supply. Fuel. So we actually have more fuel than we need, so we only need about 50 tons, that's okay. So I'll go for that then. And that'll be good. Okay. Oops. Oh dear. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing there. Right, so that back up there. So click on you. Now I could actually save a little bit by having that just positioned in the right spot there. And now a little bit further. Right, there we go. So I'm going to need some power. There we go, that's all linked up. Yep, that has enough power. Fuel. So apparently we need more fuel then. Okay. Oh dear, I accidentally got rid of the engine. Awkward. Right, there we go. Okay. So we'll go back to storage then. So we don't need that much fuel, but this engine needs a lot of fuel. So in the future, I'd imagine we'd be able to get different types of engines that would be more efficient. Or we could have a larger fuel tank, that sort of thing. Okay. Try and make this more efficiently. There we go. Now we need that power. There we go. Right. Your cooling needs to be done again. Okay, so we need more cooling. So we'll have to put in another cooling. There we go. Cooling hatch. In we go. I'm going to need some hatches again. But I can connect that up like so. So we are going to have to redo the power, but I can connect that up. There we go, so that satisfies that. There we go, so that's everything satisfied there. So now these rooms that are outlined in red, that means there's no connection there, so we do need to put some hatches on those little guys and make sure everything is connected up. Okay. So let's go get a hatch. There we go. There's not really a best way. There we go. Right, so that's everything okay down here. So we are going to need some cooling upstairs. Now, I don't think we'll need as much cooling, but I could be wrong. So this cooling, as it is something rather important, I'm going to have it about here. There we go. Cooling hatch. Lovely jubbly. Right, so we'll link up the power. There we go. Cooling. Really not much cooling required up here. Okay. Hatches. Now we'll need a large hatch here. There we go. Now, you could build in redundancies where that needs power. There's a lot... Well, it's basically extra requirements. So I'll redraw that. There we go. There we go. So that's for everything up here. Requirements unfulfilled, insufficient rating, missing an exit hatch. So we do need an exit hatch, basically how people get on and off the ship. I will have that down here. The last thing is we want is for people to come in and enter right into the bridge. So if we'll have them enter about there, that's okay. So we're going to need a little bit more power. There we go. That's that. Not enough air, not enough water. So this is the crew requirements. So we can do then is we can go over to storage, water. Now we need enough water for, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months, something in that region. Right. Yep. Missing power lines. Okay. Water. So we're going to need a life support. We're also going to need air. There we go. Connect that up to the power grid. Lovely. Add the hatches. There we go. Yep, that's satisfied. Life support needed, and water treatment is needed. So we can go over here to health, go to life support. I'll have life support probably down here, as it is quite important, so I want it near the rear of the ship. Right, so we're going to need water treatment as well. I'll have that here. There we go. So now, energy may in fact be overtaxed. We'll have to see. No, we're good on power. No, we're not actually. We're going to need another power generator. As you can see, you have to build in a lot of this, and you have to build in a lot of redundancies into the network. Okay. And of course we're going to need more cooling now. So we may need another cooling unit. Right. Okay, so we're not bad for cooling. That's cooled. Okay, coolio. I'm going to need water. Now I'd be much better off moving that somewhere else. Basically, we can have that. That there to there. Try to have it inside the ship, inside the compartment, so we can actually repair it. So now we need the oxygen. Okay, we'll have that run down here and in there. There we go. Link it up with the hatches. And power once again. There we go. So, now we need medics. Now we need an EEV, cargo space. So there's a lot that you have to go over here. There's a lot. Now, I don't know if we actually have a cargo hold, so that may be an issue there. But then we could actually research one, and we'd be able to put it into the ship. Okay. So we can get the medics in there, that's no problem. Now the medics will need to be near... Right, we may perhaps need to have a sickbay. Emergency... Right, that's the EEV. So what we need then is we need to have an EEV nearby. So most of the ship's crew is... Well, it's about split. There's 2 pilots up here, and there's going to be medics. It's about 3 up here, then 2... Well, sorry, 4 down there. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do then is we'll have a EEV in the center of the ship. Well, it needs to be on the actual hull over here. Right. So you can see what we'd be better off doing is creating like a central corridor and trying to work things out like that. In a larger ship you probably would be able to do that. But for now, we'll have it about there. Okay, so we'd have to connect that now. So infrastructure. Hatch. Could have it connected up like that, but we'd probably be better having it connected up over there. Now the EEV does not work on our power grid. It has its own like corridors. Okay. And then we'll have a hatch. There we go. Power. There we go. Connect that up. Okay. Rooms without access, so that's that one. So that's going to need a power. Sorry, need a hatch. Okay, there we go. Design not operational, not enough cargo space. Decks not completed. Design not operational. So what we'll do then is we go over here to the technology tree, which is rather large actually. So you can make this larger or smaller. And there we go. As you can see all the different technologies here. There's a hell of a lot. So I think what we'll do then is I will have to find my cargo. So I think this would be over here. So storage, small cargo. There we go. So we'll go for a medium hangar. Sorry, a medium cargo. Begin research. There we go. You're going away. Other than that, I don't think there's anything we need at present. But we could look towards having a larger hull. Yeah, we can see here. Yanmarai. So that's what I needed. So we can have the other research station begin on that one. There we go. Now these ones that are idle, they're not costing us anything at the moment, so that's fine. That ship design. Load. Oh, I do hope I save that actually. That would be rather annoying. I don't think I saved it. Oh dear. There may be an autosave. But yes, guys, this is Starship. Goodbye for now.